Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, we have an interesting episode for you guys. You definitely want to stick around for it, so make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, it seems like a good amount of you really enjoy the Michael Jordan videos we produce on this channel. So we said, hey, why not keep it up, right? Let's keep producing it until the NBA season draws, until the NBA season starts. We're about a month or so away. So why not talk about it? Now, as y'all know, Nick Wright is probably the biggest Michael Jordan hater out there in media, right? It takes a lot to really go against MJ and publicly do it over and over and over again. But he's probably the guy right up there. Shannon Sharp is also up there with him as well. What usually happens is this: when Nick comes up with a ridiculous take about Michael Jordan on their show, First Things First, usually what happens is usually have Chris Broussard there to push back on some of the things that Nick Wright says, and they have had some classic back and forths on the show that we've covered extensively. But whenever you have Nick Wright on his own podcast, and Nick Wright podcast that he has free reign to pretty much say whatever he thinks. And I think usually whenever people usually challenge him, they're usually in the comment section on, of his channel. Now, as y'all know, NBA2k, the video game, has been making a lot of headlines because of its player rankings, right? And a lot of player ratings, rather. And a lot of NBA players have had a lot to say about the ratings. Now, me, as someone who used to play NBA2k, and I stopped playing, I believe the last one I played was, I bought one, I believe it was the 2018 game. But I think the one I really played was one I think it was 2010, 2011, 2012, one of those ones. And I remember playing one of the recent ones, and man, it was just total frustration. I remember Jalen Rose saying it, trying to beat NBA2k, none of it was making sense to me. I'm like, yo, a game is supposed to be challenging, but you're at least supposed to have fun while you're being challenged. That was just pure, utter frustration. So that was the last time they saw me there. But anyway, Nick Wright was on the show talking about that, right? And he was talking about what Kevin Durant and other players had to say about the ratings. And somehow, some way, he found a very interesting way and a very slick way to basically take some shots at Michael Jordan, right? But before we get into his comments, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is we want to play what Nick Wright had to say about the NBA2k ratings and what he had to say about Michael Jordan, and then we're going to come back and react to it. So take a listen to what Nick Wright had to say here.
But I'm going to tell KD why he's not 90. Go ahead.
Okay. You think he's actually mad?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way he got swept in the freaking playoffs this year in the first round and is questioning his 96.
Okay. First of all, and I love 2K. I'm in the game. But they've got to, guys, they were a little cowardly with the rankings this year because they put LeBron, KD, Steph, Embiid, and one other person. I forget.
They
Jokic.
did Klay Thompson kind of dirty as well on there.
But they put all 5 of those guys tied at 96. And then Giannis at 97 because Giannis is the best player in the league. Giannis should be. But why are they all bunched up like that? And the answer is because they have to protect the sacred cow that is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He's on the cover. He's a 99, and we can't even have anyone a 98 because nobody's even close. So now the top is 97, and then it's all bunched. But listen, Giannis has to be the highest ranked player in the game. KD's tied for second. He should be happy.
So you heard what Nick Wright had to say there. Here's what I found most amusing about what he had to say. He took more issue with Michael Jordan having a number 99 rating in the game because MJ was on the cover of the game. Because if Michael Jordan was not the cover of the game, there's just no way he would be ranked 99. But whatever. He took more issue with MJ being ranked or having a number 99 rating than LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, and Joel Embiid having the exact same ranking. I'm surprised you didn't see any issues with that. Because at a certain point, someone has to explain that to me. All those guys we're talking about, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, all of those guys made the playoffs last year, and all of their teams were at the very least, they were competitive. Before Kevin Durant got injured last season, the Brooklyn Nets at one point were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They were the number 1 seed in the East. And the Nets still made the playoffs with the drama surrounding James Harden, who ultimately left, I believe was mid-season. And with Kyrie Irving not playing a bunch of games, they still at least made it into the playoffs. At least. If you look at Joel Embiid's team, they did very well. They were competitive. Stephen Curry's team, there's nothing to discuss. Stephen Curry won the NBA championship. That's that. But back to what he said. He said they did that to protect MJ's legacy. My question is, who are they protecting MJ's legacy from? Who? Like, who's the player that they're trying to protect his legacy from? We recently did a short that's doing really well in certain platforms where we basically put out some stats about MJ that had a lot of people totally astonished. No one that saw any of those shorts would think that, okay, somehow this guy's legacy is in jeopardy and all of these different things. That's one thing. Something else I want to quickly address. No one is saying that LeBron James is not an all-time great player. Before last season, I actually had LeBron James ranked as the 4th greatest player of all time on my list, behind Jordan, behind Kareem, behind Kobe. Now, if some people feel a type of way for me having Kobe, I said it before and I say it again, all you got to do is put on some sneakers, walk around the block, look for the biggest rock, and kick it. That's how y'all feel. Because y'all going to throw it in my face, y'all can hold that, y'all can go kick that rock if you can find it. And someone said, but are you going to hold on? Is it any way LeBron can't go up? I said, no. Let's see what happens with the Lakers this season. And absolutely, LeBron can go up in my rankings if something changes. But what happened last year with all those 4 Hall of Famers, that was agreed. That was crazy, right? So that was my take on that. But he can still go up. My issue with Nick is that it's not enough for people to recognize LeBron as one of the 5 greatest players of all time. That's not enough. That is not enough. He wants him to be ranked ahead of people he has no business being ranked ahead of. If you think LeBron is ahead of Kobe, we can debate that. If you think LeBron should be ahead of Magic Johnson, we can debate that. We can't debate you thinking LeBron should be ahead of Kareem, and we definitely cannot debate LeBron being on the same level as Michael Jordan, let alone being ahead of him. That we cannot debate. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. That debate is not close. There's just too much information out there for me to say, you know what, this is no, it's not.